This video discusses about diaspora. This video briefs about diasporic literature and studies and the types of diaspora. Let us first see the meaning of diaspora. Diaspora describes people who have left their home country, usually voluntarily or involuntarily, to foreign countries around the world. So it is a scattering of population whose origin lies in a separate geographic location. Historically, the word diaspora was used to refer the mass dispersion of population from their indigenous territories. Indigenous are the original inhabitants of the land. We even call them as aboriginals or tribes. Historically, this diaspora started with Jews' dispersion from the ancient kingdoms of Israel and Judah. Initially, the word diaspora describes the forced displacement of certain peoples, but in contemporary times, diaspora generally describes those who identify with a geographic location, but they reside somewhere else. The scholars have identified that diaspora occurred due to colonization, trade, or labor migration. According to the research conducted by United Nations in the year 2019, the Indian diaspora is the world's largest diaspora with a population of 17.5 million, which is followed by the Mexican diaspora with a population of 11.8 million, followed by this Chinese diaspora with a population of 10.7 million. The term diaspora is first derived from the Greek, meaning I scatter, I spread about. Let us see the 5 types of diaspora identified by Robin Cohen. Robin Cohen is a social scientist working in the fields of globalization, migration, and diaspora studies. First, he points out victim diasporas. Victim diasporas are done basically out of banishment, that is exile from one country to another. This is done out of punishment. Second is labor diaspora. This is a mass migration which is in search of work or economic opportunities, such as the Indian and Turkish diasporas. Third is trade diasporas. This migration is done by seeking to open trade routes and links such as the Chinese and the Lebanese diasporas. Fourth is imperial diasporas. This can be referred to the colonizer countries such as Britain and France. Fifth is cultural diaspora. This cultural diaspora represents the people who maintain a culture different from those of the countries within which they are located. For example, Indians moving to America or Canada. So the people who have moved from one place to another, they retain strong ties with their country and the culture of origin. They also follow their culture in order to preserve their culture even after moving to another place. Now let us see about diasporic literature or diaspora studies. Diasporic literature is an academic field which is established in the late 20th century in order to study dispersed ethnic populations which are often termed diaspora peoples. The usage of this term diaspora, which is commonly understood that diaspora happens out of forced resettlement due to expulsion, slavery, racism or war, and nationalist conflicts. There is another contemporary term which goes along with diaspora, that is new diaspora. This term new diaspora can also be said as neo diaspora, which means displacement, migration, and dispersion of individuals away from their homelands by forces such as globalization. The meaning of globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. Next is neoliberalism, which means free market capitalism. Next is imperialism. Imperialism is a practice of domination or power over a territory. All these forms of diaspora create economic, social, political, and cultural difficulties for individuals in their homeland that forces them to displace and migrate. I would also wish to tell you the theorists who talk about diaspora. They are Edward Said, Homi K. Baba, Gayatri Spivak, Stuart Hall, Paul Gilroy, James Clifford, William Safran, Nicholas Van Heer, Stephen Wetowicz, Robin Cohen, Jasper Jane, M. L. Reyna, George Steiner, and Bet P. Especially for researchers on diasporic studies, I would like to give few writers: Jhumpa Lahiri, Kiran Desai, V. S. Naipaul, Jasper Jane, Emmanuel Nelson, Bharti Mukherjee, Shauna Singh Baldwin, Amitav Ghosh, Anjana Apachana, Chitra Banerjee. Hope this video helped you. If you have any query regarding this video, please write it down on the comment section. Thank you for listening.